live on YouTube for the first time. I am your host, Team Jeter, and with my broadcast partner, Mountaineer.
How you doing, guys? Should be a fun race.
Absolutely. We are here for the second race of the Hooters Truck League. First race, we ended up having a surprise winner, Ruby. We're going to start off with the starting grid for this one. Would you like to do the starting grid, 14?
Sure. All right. So on the pole we have Extra Vinegar driving the 44 N29 Chevy Silverado, and he is joined on the front row by the commissioner of the Hooters Truck League, Scotty Jr. 77 in the 24 truck. They will be followed by Ruby the One, our Daytona winner, in third. And in fourth, you have a new driver, Humpy 1799, making his debut in the number 16 Austin Hill truck. They'll be followed by P. Colligator, a stage winner last week, and Bubba Chafin. And then Extra Seasoning 7th, and Truth Tattoo 8th, and then bringing up the last row, D44 84, and Raceworks. Currently waiting on us. So I'll go first I'll take Bubba Chafin, who let me down in fantasy picks last week, but I'm expecting much better things at a more speed-dependent track like Atlanta.
I'm glad you said something, because my fantasy pick last week was the 24, and he finished P3, P2?
P2.
P2, and I got myself my first one. With that being said, my fantasy pick this week is the number 44 of Extra Vinegar.
The pole sitter, that makes a lot of sense.
I did pick him before he got the pole. I just want to point that out. We did make our picks earlier today, like this afternoon. We made our picks. We thought, it looks like we are live already. Vinegar's out in front, followed by P. Cola. When I did an interview earlier with Cola, he said he likes Atlanta, it feels great. He thinks short run speed
Jeter,
is
I'm
the
hearing
key.
there are reports already of lag out of the 3 of D44.
Oh, this is not good. This is not what we need 2 laps into the race.
No, you don't want to be lagging at any time, but especially early on.
If there was any time to lag, it would be early in the race, because if you lag out, at least you didn't finish 3 stages and lag out with 10 to go.
True, but you also didn't earn very many points.
Oh, so true. So Cola feels great. He thinks short run speed is the key. I talked to the 2 car. He has a pretty good shot to win, he thinks, and he has a pit strategy in mind. I also talked to the 51, who missed last week, and he said that he has a strategy and he's sticking to it to the end. As we got a lead change, Pete Cola takes the lead from Vinegar.
Vinegar's fighting back on the inside.
He's back. They're door to door going into turn 1. Hits the apron a little bit. He's going to go up. He's going to get into the back of the 87, and that is going to take... Who is
Ruby.
it? The 32 is up front now. Wow.
Ruby won at Daytona last week and is looking to capitalize on that momentum as he gets an early lead. Now, you have to wonder, with the trucks a little further back, are they saving tires to try to make this stage in just one stop?
I think it's a good strategy. I just don't think a lot of them are going to try that strategy. I think we're gonna see people contend for the lead all night. We're gonna have different leaders. It's not gonna be one guy dominating the entire race, I don't think. But Ruby's really surprising me in these trucks.
Colligator going to the inside here. So
Bubba's trying to make a pass for third. There he goes. He made a pass for third.
Making stage 1 in one stop, you get enough fuel to do that easily, but the tire wear at Atlanta is the main problem. You get maybe 15, 16 laps on tires for a 40 lap stage.
I was gonna say the fuel runs 21 laps, but you're gonna average about 15 to 16 laps. I'm sure you could push it to 18 laps if you really tried. Just depends.
Right, so in stage 1 going 40 laps, I don't think anybody's able to push it to 20. I think if anybody would try it, it would have been DeBiscuit, who we saw last week win a stage at Daytona with a fuel strategy, but he did not start the race, so I don't think anybody in the field will be able to do it.
Yeah, I don't see anyone tonight pushing the same kind of strategy. Vinegar does really good on strategy most of the time in the Cup, but these trucks are way different, and unless he's been really practicing, I don't know. But here we go. Bubba Schaefer's up to second place. He smacked the wall a little bit, but that might have been a little bit of lag because it didn't seem like he lost much time.
And he's got that draft from Colligator too, so even if he loses a little speed on entry, he can make it up through the corner. And Colligator's just going to let him go this time.
Bubba out to the lead. Here we go. This is exactly...
My fantasy pick is looking good early, at least.
It looks like Vinegar falling back a little bit. I think he looks like he's in 5th place. Vinegar's back in 5th. Our pole setter.
Yeah, right ahead of the battle between two KBM trucks in the 4 and the 51. That would be Extra Seasoning making his debut in the 51, and the 4 of Truth Tattoo also making his debut in the Hooters Truck Series.
It was a real shame for the 51 to miss Daytona last week. I know he was really looking forward to it.
And there are already complaints of tire wear amongst our drivers, which makes a lot of sense. In my experience, I dropped down to 50% on my right rear after just 7 laps here.
In our Cup cars?
In the trucks.
In the trucks?
Yes.
I haven't had much experience in the trucks here at Atlanta.
And a good battle for third, or for fourth, as well as a good battle for the lead. You have Extra Vinegar and now the 4 of Truth Tattoo up to 5th, passing Scotty.
Wow. That is a
and there
shock.
Goes Bubba as well for the lead.
Scotty is so far behind on speed this week, and it's a big surprise. These guys keeping up with Bubba tonight, it's real nice to see. Bubba really dominated the last time I raced trucks with him. The one time I raced at
Colligator for the lead.
The one time I raced at Atlanta in the trucks, it was one race only. I was 10th place, and we had a final restart with 5 to go, and like eight people didn't take tires, and Noob Killer and I was the first 2 on 4 fresh tires, and I think he ended up winning or finishing 2nd, and I got up to 4th from back below 10th place. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and that just illustrates that every time there is a caution, you should see everybody on pit road taking 4 tires. They are that important. The wear is that fast.
I do want to note, I had to throw it in. I know what's coming.
Oh, here comes Bubba to pit road. Sorry.
Wow.
We're gonna have to hold off on that story.
That's fine. Looks like the 44 went with him.
Looks like the 51 was just coming off pit road. That or he wrecked. I believe he was just getting back up to speed after pitting. I'll have to check with our in-race reporter, Scotty. Give me a minute.
He definitely went into pit. The 3 car is down pit road as well, and the 20 is in pit road as well. Wow, they're spinning on pit road. Scotty's coming into pit.
Yep, so the 51 was the first one to pit, not Bubba. But he brought in just about everybody here.
The only people not to pit yet is the 87 and the 32.
Who are still battling for the lead. I'm really impressed by Ruby, who has been gaining speed in our Cup Series, but not to this extent as he takes the lead from Colligator.
Right. We've seen him run up front, but we haven't seen him put a full race together Oh, the
Oh
32
no, he
spinning.
wrecks trying to come onto pit
Oh, the
road and
32
collects
spun.
the 4.
He collects the 4. That should definitely be a caution. That should definitely be a caution. I'm wondering if they're going to throw it. They have to race to the line. You know who that's going to help. That's going to help the 87 truck.
Well, yes, because he was the only one other than the 32 who had not pit, so it'll be difficult figuring out who's a lap down and who's on the lead lap here.
He's on pit road right now. 87 is on pit road right now. It does. Looks like. Did they call it? No, they're still
yes,
green.
they're racing. They're racing to the line now.
So does that mean Bubba's in the lead right now?
I will be checking with Scotty here because this will take right in the middle of the pit cycle. We'll have to sort this out.
So while we're checking in on Bubba, well, not checking in on Bubba, while we're checking in on what's going on, the story I was about to tell is our cup race at Atlanta when we were there earlier this year. Mountaineer pretty much dominated the race. Hard to pass him.
Okay, so let's pay attention here. The first 2 cars lap down are going to go around the leader, who is currently the 4 truck who we saw collected in that wreck.
He's down pit road right now.
So the 4 is pitting, which I believe will allow everybody to get their lap back who was a lap down.
Right. So Simon Mountaineer pretty much dominated the entire race, and it came down to a very, very gutsy 28 lap fuel / tire pit strategy, and it brought home my second win of the season this year. I ran out of fuel and blew a tire coming across the line.
And I am still bitter about it.
But it's okay,
so everybody is
going
to... Everybody's going to come around here and get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, it looks like they're speeding up a little bit, trying to get their lap back as quick as possible.
Going to be restarting with the lead will be the 4 of Truth Tattoo.
Truth is going to restart with the lead even though he was caught up in the wreck?
Well, he was the only one who had not pit, so he was in the lead.
Huh. So the caution came out when the 87 truck was inside the pits.
I believe so, yes.
It has to be for that to happen.
So we will restart with 22 laps to go, which means we should see everybody try and split that run in half. Go 11 laps, pit, and then go the last 11 laps.
We look here at seasoning. He's going to be restarting 3rd place. It's a good showing for him so far this year. Well, I mean this track, I should say. I'm sorry. They're real slow right now. Probably trying to figure out who's where and what.
Alright, they're trying to figure out the correct restart order and who should be on the lead lap and who shouldn't. They will be delaying the restart 1 lap. So we'll restart with 21, not 22 laps to go. As you see Ruby getting his lap back.
So, if I know it's early in the year, and I know that pretty much the only one who shouldn't have to worry about anything is Ruby. So if I was Ruby, and I wanted some stage points, I'd be pushing all 21 laps without pitting.
I mean, that's good in theory, but in practice that is going to be very hard to pull off.
You just gotta have faith. So the Fry brothers are 3rd and 5th, so let's see how that pans out coming across.
Yeah, and you've got making their debuts, the 4 of Truth Tattoo in the lead, the 51 of Extra Seasoning in 3rd, so we're adding some pretty fast drivers to this group. As well as I don't see where Humpy is right now, but he's also making his season debut. Alright, and I've got a confirmed report everybody's on the lead lap for this restart.
That's perfect.
Makes it easier for us, right?
Yes, I do not like to do math mid-race.
Alright, let's see what True Tattoo has on this restart.
Going back up through the gears. Green flag is in the air.
So, an interesting thing about that restart. So Bubba is not in the same chat as all of the other drivers. He can only communicate with the 24 of Scotty. So after Truth Tattoo says go for the restart, Scotty has to tell Bubba to go. But Bubba did a great job on that restart and held on to second place.
That delay is going to end up costing him at some point in this, especially if the Ford starts playing some restart games with everybody else.
For sure.
And think about it. If Scotty waits just an extra second, he could get an advantage on that 2 car.
So actually, if Scotty's restarting with the lead, that's the only time the 2 is going to get an accurate restart.
Yeah. The 2 car will always be a couple of seconds delayed until he gets his mic to work. The 4 car, I mean, he is just off and running to the races, and I mean, it's pretty accurate with him being the last one to pit.
And we saw him drive up from 8th to into the top 5 before the pit stop started, so we know he has speed.
A very, very good looking truck tonight. The JBL.com 4.
Ooh, Scotty almost got into Bubba.
They're 2 wide back, second and third row. They're starting to settle it out a little bit. What you don't want to be is you do not want to be in the high side here at Atlanta. I heard it helps saves tires maybe a little bit, but I don't buy it.
Well, it looks like the 44 is trying to save tires then, because he is rim riding around this place.
The 44 was a big advocate on it earlier this year, and I don't see it. I don't see it, and I'm here to win. I'm going to be running that low line.
He just hit the wall off of 2.
And this is why I don't rim ride. This is why I do not like I like the tracks, but I do not like racing the tracks that you have to be high at.
Yeah, it's tricky to rim ride to get speed without hitting the wall. I think we just saw Bubba bounce off the wall off.
How about the 20 car back in last place?
I mean, I think is he on an automatic transmission? Because his restarts, he falls behind so far.
That's what I thought last week. Actually, he was on an automatic. They're running the middle line here in Atlanta. No one's really line riding. We're not.
Yeah, you would expect more of that, especially if you were committed to a 2-stop strategy here. It just makes too much sense to be on the bottom.
I just don't understand why we're seeing so much middle to high lane.
Unless everybody's trucks do get tighter as the run goes on, as those tires wear. So if they did not set up their trucks loose enough, then as they get that tire wear, it's harder and harder to hit that line.
You can run these trucks pretty much the loosest setting at every track. Oh, the 16's on the wall. 16's on the wall. But he blocked the...
That is Humpy making his debut.
He blocked the 3 real bad. Slowed the 3 up really bad, and
about to be back in the wall.
If I was a 3, I would not be happy right now.
The 3 of D44 goes back past the 16.
That just cost the 3 a lot of time. But he goes up high coming into this corner. What is he thinking? It's going to allow the 16 to get back through it, get back around him. They're side by side in the tri-oval.
And more up front, how about Ruby the One following up his Daytona win, running second right now ahead of Bubba and ahead of the commissioner, Scotty.
Great showing by Ruby these last 2 weeks. I'm really excited to see if he can translate this into the Cup, or if this is going to be a strictly a truck kind of guy.
And hey, some people's driving style just fits trucks better than it fits Cup.
And I'd like to go to that guy. Oh, I think we have a car around, if I remember going through that right. Yeah, we have the 20 car.
We have the 16 on pit road as well. I wonder if this is a strategy or if he just picked up too much damage.
Scotty was up in the wall scraping.
And I think it's just nobody has their trucks dialed in the handling for a long run right now. Let me see. Is that Scotty?
Oh, the
Oh, no, he didn't.
51. The 51 is coming down pit road, and that's who I wanted to talk about. He is one of the dark horses of this league, who we thought was really going to benefit. I really thought the 51 was going to do well and fit this driving style perfectly.
Right, so when we race our cup races with him, he always struggles with a loose car, and these trucks are much tighter. You can run them with a much looser setup and not lose control, so that really, you'd think, would fit his driving style.
And so far, so good. I mean, he's been running top 5 most of the night, it feels like. Truth Tattoo.
A truth tattoo.
He's way out. He's like the class of the field. This is surprising. If you would have
told me, he's got about
a
second and a half on Bubba right now.
If you would have told me that Truth Tattoo would be a second and a half over Bubba Sheffin, I wouldn't believe you.
And nobody else really following the 51 and the 16 down pit road here, so I believe they're just going to try to split it while the other two are trying to gain time on them on the front end of this pit cycle.
I would definitely be playing the second half of the strategy. I would be pushing my car to the limit as far as I could go.
Bubba's hitting pit road here with Scotty. Oh, Bubba spins.
Oh no.
He spun getting on, but he did cross the pit road line, so the computer will take over, get him down pit road safely. It didn't look like he picked up a lot of damage.
That is unfortunate, and a lot of time has been lost for him.
Well, Scotty definitely got ahead of him there.
Up here, battling for second, we have Ruby, and he's coming down pit road. Oh,
Ruby almost missed pit road. We'll have to see if he ended up speeding or not.
That looks like a pit road speeding penalty to me, but we'll get an in-race report soon.
I will check with our in-race reporter.
P-Cola's down in pit road. Bubba's coming off pit road. Seasoning's out on the track. Truth Tattoo is still the class of the field. The 3's down pit road. Vinegar's coming with them. Scotty's spinning.
Scotty spun in turn 2, but Ruby also did commit a speeding penalty entering pit road. That'll cost him 15 valuable seconds.
Yeah, when we saw that, there was no way there was not a pit road penalty for that.
So with that means Truth Tattoo out front, but Bubba is the big beneficiary here, as his mistake was smaller than both the 24 and the 32 mistakes.
Yeah, the 24 spinning off a 2, I mean, what is going on with Scotty this year? He is just not putting up the performances we're used to seeing. Scotty's a
Truth
consistent
Tattoo continuing to lead. We'll see if he comes down pit road soon.
And honestly, if he's not losing a lot of time on these guys, like, I wouldn't chance it.
Ruby finally exiting pit road, almost 2 laps down. And you can see on those new tires, he just takes off.
Oh, the 3 and the 24. Looks like looks like the 3's lagging.
Yes, the 3 is definitely lagging. You can see it watching the race, which is really bad.
20's out by himself, racing around.
And the 24 is saying he has a lot of damage right now. And he's saying it came from the 3 lagging, and that lag caused contact to happen to the 24, but not to the 3 is what my guess is.
What an unfortunate series of events for Scotty. I mean,
but all he has to do is not spin in turn 2, and none of this happens.
Exactly. Ruby's catching Scotty quick. It's not even going to be like...
And now the 4 finally on pit road, and he will have the freshest tires in the field here. Plus, everybody behind him had issues getting on and off pit road.
Yeah, it would seem like almost everybody's having problems. The 51 truck looks pretty nice and clean so far. He's right ahead of Bubba.
but he has the oldest tires of anybody except for maybe the 16 truck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure him and the 16 or the 20 pit at the exact same time, so...
So Colligator comes ahead of the 4, but I don't think that's going to last very long.
No, the 4 car just got back up onto the track, and here they are. They're going to be battling for first place here. I would give it...
But depending on how many laps it's been since Colligator pit, I mean, the difference in their lap times is going to be about half a second.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm going to give it at least 3 laps, and I'm going to say the 4 car is up there. Oh, it doesn't even look like it's going to take 3 laps. I think it's going to take turn 3.
Well,
he ran the high side.
So they are coming to 2 to go in this stage.
So, wow. So, the strategy that I said to do seems to be what should have happened. Stay out as long as you can.
Well, that's what Truth Tattoo did for sure, but he lost a lot of time doing it.
I still think the beneficiary of that is the fact that he's passing the 87 for the lead right now with fresher tires.
Right, so he'll make the pass here with 2 to go, and he'll probably have about a 1 to 2 second lead, but he already had that 1 to 2 second lead before the pit cycle started, so he'll come out about even on the strategy.
It's definitely how I would have played this race as well.
And also, it helps to have speed, and Truth Tattoo has definitely shown he's got speed.
Looks like he's the class of the field tonight, guys. It'll be interesting to see when they all line up and they get even on strategy again, what it's going to be like.
Now, hopefully he doesn't take this "I pitted 4 laps ago" into "I'm not going to pit under this yellow."
No, that would be foolish. That's not going to happen.
So your stage 1 winner, Truth Tattoo, in the number 4 KBM Toyota. An impressive run, making his Hooters Truck Series debut.
These folks better be glad he missed Daytona last week.
Alright, I will try and figure out who's on the lead lap and who's not. Alright, so when they restart, only Raceworks will be a lap down, so he'll get the free pass, and that will have everybody back on the lead lap once again.
Amazing. Thank you for your checking in on that.
Well, thanks, Scotty. His information is invaluable since NASCAR Heat 5 does not provide it for us.
Well, we were promised it. They took it away. It was garbage. So
I just want to talk about Stage 2 real quick. Stage 2, once they go green, there will be 37 to go in Stage 2. Now that's a more manageable one-stop strategy, only going 18 and then 19 laps in runs.
So, oh, they're already...
It looks like the 3 lagged, causing another issue in the back. I believe we'll be under yellow as they come back around.
The 20's involved, 24 got
Oh, they're
involved.
already under yellow.
The 2... That must be just the in-game thing.
Yeah, that was bad enough to cause an in-game yellow. The 24, the 20, I'm not sure who else was collected.
The important part is...
The 16 was also collected in that.
Wow.
So now you pit. I think you pit for sure here, and then try and make it from one stop from there.
If I pit here, I'm not pitting the rest of the... I'm not... I'm gonna pull the same thing Ford did the next time, and then I'm gonna go as long as I can, wear my tires down to 2%, and...
Yep. So some pit, some stayed out. Looks like the 51 stayed out, the 3, the 32, and the 24, surprisingly.
Wow. So
it's extra seasoning leading them down here.
Looks like the 3 car is being asked to drop to the back.
Yeah, that makes sense with his lag. We've already got cursing in the chat. I'm not sure what happened though.
So right now we have the front. We have making his debut, the 51 out in front, but
Not for long.
There goes the 4 car. He is gone.
That JBL truck has been a rocket ship so far. Looks like there's a little bit of contact in the battle for second. No harm, no foul.
Cola and Vinegar on the work on the inside. Looks like Vinegar is going to try to take the spot away from the 51. He's on the inside of the 87. He's on his left quarter panel. He's door to door now, coming down the back straightaway.
And as we watch, it really looks to me like the 4 truck is really the only one with his truck. Oh, there's a wreck behind them.
Trouble on turn 3.
They're racing to the line here. Looks like the 87 overtakes the 4 for the lead.
The 2 car is involved. Who else got involved in that?
It's the 2 and the 16, I believe.
Wow.
So Humpy 1799 in that 16 truck having a very rough go of it today.
Yeah, he is being collected in a ton of things. I didn't exactly see what started it, although I saw the 2 car right into the outside wall.
Yes, definitely the 2 into the outside wall, and it looked like he hit the 16 on his way there.
So the 51 staying out, he went from 1st to 4th in under a lap.
So they ran 2 laps. I think you gotta pit, even just 2 laps on these tires.
Now if you pit here, you're going to pit the rest of the time?
Yes, you still have to pit one more time. Looks like everybody... Ooh.
No.
Is that Ruby?
Ruby stayed out.
Ruby the 1 will stay out.
2 laps. 2 laps, I would have came in still, especially what he had to do to avoid coming in. He probably smoked up his tires just doing that.
Yeah, at Atlanta, those 2 laps can drop your right side tires down to 95%, but then it's really after those 2 laps is where the wear gets really bad. You can only lose a couple percent those first 2 laps. The 3rd lap, you can lose 5% just in that lap.
Yes, depending on how well you can hold your how well you can hold your corner, you're losing average 3 to 5% a corner.
Right, and he's going to have to be fighting off everybody with fresh tires. I don't see this working out well for our Daytona winner.
He's going to drop like a rock, just like the 51 did.
Especially as the lone wolf. That strategy would have been better if somebody else had stayed with him. Looks like the 51 might have taken 2 tires, though.
Oh,
I'll check with our in-race reporter.
When is the 51 going to learn? Back up through the gears. Green flag is back. Oh, no. They delayed it. They delayed it. They were going and they delayed it. They made a mockery out of me. Them fools. This unsponsored 32 truck.
Okay, so I guess the 51 just beat the 87 off of pit road. Scotty says everybody took 4. They will restart with 28 to go this time by.
They made a mockery out of me, Mountaineer.
I think he just miscounted, man.
No. They were about to, like, it looked like they were going green. I did my special green flag start, and then they slowed up. I'm like,
I think that was only the 2nd lap, though. I think this is lap 3 of the yellow.
I was talking about this unsponsored 32 truck that I'm seeing up here.
Well, let's see how long he'll hold off everybody with 4 tires on this restart. Again, 28 to go as they restart.
Scotty in last place. Here we go, back up through the gears. Green flag is back in the air.
It looked like the 51 jumped that. We'll have to check on that.
The 51 got a huge jump on that. He went before Ruby, definitely. But he's on the outside, so it's not going to really
there's a wreck.
him.
The 3 trucks, and it looks like the 2 of Bubba. and they will race to the line here to go under yellow.
Trouble again for Bubba. This is
so Scotty reported the 3 truck hit the apron and slid up and hit Bubba. And it looks like the 87 once again takes the lead.
This is just not very fun for Bubba Chafin tonight. So the 87 gets the lead from that.
Alright, now are you pitting? Only 1 lap?
Since it's a video game and we're not limited on the amount of set of tires that we have, I think I'm coming down pit road and getting 4 fresh Goodyear tires.
I think I am as well. We'll see what the 87 truck does here.
Atlanta and Kansas just eat up tires, and
I would throw Homestead in there as well.
Looks like the 4 truck's staying out. Doesn't seem like he has any interest in pit road. He might show interest late, and he in fact does come down pit road.
But the 24 of Scotty, sick of being in the back, he'll stay out.
Wow.
Alright, let me talk to our in-race reporter about that decision. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, Jeter. So, Scotty says he had 98% tires across the board, and he felt comfortable staying out with that. So we'll see how it works out for him.
Oh. Well.
So they will have 1 to go when Scotty gets back to the line here.
It looks like the 16 truck is going to be starting second.
I expect him to be dropping pretty quick here.
Then it looks like it's 87 and 32 in row 2. Row 3 will be Vinegar and the 4. Then the 20 and what's
20, and then I believe the
3 or the 2?
3 truck, and then the 2. So the 2 will restart beside the 20. The 4 is also deep in the field, which hasn't happened much tonight.
Yeah, he's going to be starting alongside Vinegar in row 3.
So, for the 32 of Ruby, we've seen him lead a bit, but I think this restart stuck behind the 16. If the 16 gets a bad jump, Ruby could drop all the way back to 6th, 7th, 8th place here on this restart.
If I was the 32, I'd be trying to get inside as quick as I could.
Yeah, look for any gap opening. So they'll restart, 24 to go. Everybody still needs to make 1 more stop to complete this stage.
Oh, they're bunching up real bad. Scotty played some restart games. Back up through the gears. Green flag is in the air.
A huge jump for the 24 of Scotty. That will help him out with his tire situation. The 16, somebody made contact with the 16 and sent him up the hill.
Just like we expected, from 2nd to 8th, looks like.
Here comes the 87 of Colgator looking for the lead.
It's Vinegar on the inside of the 87.
Oh, they might take it 3 wide? Nope, neither of them can get to Scotty.
Them side by side like that really killed their momentum on Scotty. Looks like the 44 might have a chance with the 24 sliding up the hill. 24's on the wall. 24's on the wall. He's hit the 87.
The 87's able to save it and will stay green for now.
What is the 44 doing running the top side? Why are we running the top side at Atlanta?
I mean, my theory right now is that the 40, especially the 44 and the 24, they just do not have a setup right now to be loose enough to run the inside.
That has to be the only reason why you're not running the bottom.
Ooh, the 4 puts the 87 in the wall.
Wow, they got pinched real bad. They are
3 wide for second right now.
Yeah, they're fanning out right now. Looks like we're in
Bubba's
Talladega.
taking advantage. And Bubba Chafin sliding back through the field, finally up to second.
What a run from Bubba in the middle of
Truth
stage
Tattoo,
2.
who started that incident last corner, will make the pass for second. Oh boy.
Oh, Bubba's in the wall.
And it looked like the 51 seasoning gave boot to the 87 truck, and then Colligator just couldn't hold onto it and took Bubba into the wall.
Wow. So they're getting real racy here with about 20 to go, you'd say?
About 20 to go, yes.
So Vinegar is out in front, finally leading some laps. This is where he wants to be all the time.
That's fine, but Truth Tattoo is running him down.
If I was Vinegar, I would make my car as wide as possible here, blocking off the 4 car, because once that 4 truck gets out in the lead, it's over for them. And he's running the middle lane, and I don't understand it still. Is this something that
Truth Tattoo is just able to enter much lower. I don't think Vinegar is going to be able to hold him off once he gets there.
I was wondering, is this something that you have to do in the trucks? Can you not run the bottom like you do in the cups? Like, why are we seeing this?
Definitely can. I wonder if Vinegar started at a 5 or a 6 slider instead of a 7 or 8 slider, as Truth Tattoo easily gets to him inside.
When I talked to him earlier, he said he was going to start at like an 8 or a 9.
And I don't know why, unless he's trying to save tires for a long run, but we just saw Truth Tattoo had fantastic long runs, so I don't think that's going to work for him.
Well,
Try the crossover, and Truth Tattoo closes the door entering one.
The 4 truck is back out in front here at Atlanta. At the
Vinegar did not like that block.
He gave a big bumper. His newfound attitude these last 2 weeks or something else.
Ooh, Seasoning and Ruby battling hard for third place right now.
It looked like it was about to be 3 wide with Bubba. 44 is on the outside, and this is not going to work coming into turn 2. I suspect anyone who's running on the inside to catch up to him. And he put a big block on the 32 truck.
We've got 6 trucks, nose to tail up front right now.
You could put a massive parachute blanket over these trucks.
Whew. Ruby just got blocked hard by Vinegar in the middle of 3 and 4.
Oh, and the 4 takes the outside of it, and there's like, we're Talladega racing at Atlanta. The Vinegar's going to get to the door of the 4. He's going to try to make the pass. He loses
Ruby's the wall.
I was going to say, he lost the help from Ruby. Ruby's up against the wall scraping. He's going to make the pass. He's going to take Bubba with him. Bubba's going to move up to second, and then Bubba's going to look on the inside, but 44 closes the door on Bubba.
Vinegar is going to get himself in trouble with that high entry into the corner, and then he comes down in the middle and blocks whoever has a run on him, and they are 3 wide for the lead.
That's going to hurt him later on when the guy decides, hey, I don't need the lift anymore. But he's going to set a side draft the two truck.
The 2 has the 4 pushing him now.
And we have a new leader, Bubba Chafin. Oh, Vinegar made a huge move on the inside.
Bubba able to block and hold the lead.
Wow, he just cut across the 4. I'm surprised that didn't take him in the 4 out.
And they were all getting loose off of 4 after Vinegar stacked up the inside line.
Vinegar giving a little bit of a bump to the 2 truck.
Vinegar definitely racing much differently than he races in the Cup, where he tries not to ruffle any feathers at all.
I don't know, his newfound attitude the last 2 weeks, I think that's going to be changing. The 4 truck's getting passed for 3rd place by the 87. So
yeah, Colligator made a very good move down the backstretch to set up that pass.
So do you think it's the dirty air that's causing the 4 truck to...
Well, I just think when he can't pull away, I mean, that draft at these mile-and-a-half tracks can be the great equalizer, where the car behind you is always going to be faster. We are getting pit stops here, Bubba. Oh, he got clipped by Vinegar.
Wow. And that is gonna kill him. That's just, the rest of stage 2 is done for Bubba. So I dropped him pretty hard up here, Vinegar in the 87.
So here's the problem. Bubba, as we've said, does not have a mic. He cannot announce when he's coming to pit road. So he had to tell Scotty, and Scotty had to relay it to the rest of the field. When Scotty relayed it, it was too late. Vinegar could not get out of the way. So I don't think that's on the 44 truck.
Absolutely not.
And Scotty got penalized for speeding, I believe.
Another human error by the 24 truck, and the 44 really drove that in real hard. And
44 will be pitting this time.
What happened to that 87?
And that gives the lead once again to Truth Tattoo, who we've seen run long.
Ruby's battling with the 4. Ruby got a huge run in the middle, and then he dropped down low.
So we saw Ruby in the first part of stage 1 try to run long and then spin out trying to get to pit road.
This looks like a whole MTJ at Darlington type thing, where he's gonna maybe try to run 60 laps. Oh, the 4 and the 32 come down pit road. So we're not seeing any kind of weird strategy this time.
Yeah, I think with the way that when they restarted with 24 to go, it's just too easy to split it 12 and 12. And I would think that's the fastest way to do it as well.
Well, the 44 comes out in front of the 87.
And the 51 of Seasoning will pass them both here. So it looks like Seasoning, hit it first, will be in the lead.
Seasoning has maybe a lap earlier? Is it a lap or 2 laps earlier?
But that could be a second or 2 at this track. And with everybody running so tightly, that makes a big difference.
He had to do something.
And there's the 4 and the 32. They'll be dropping to 4th and 5th.
He hasn't held anything back.
So Extra Seasoning, making his debut, running up front. You'll love to see it.
But do we? Do we really?
So that's a different question. So he has gained a lot of confidence in the past 2 weeks with back-to-back second-place finishes in the Big Ten Cup Series.
And that is why we love to see it, because he's one of our core members of the Big Ten Cup League, and he's been a great asset to have in our league.
And you can see the effects of the tires hitting him hard right now as the 87 of Colligator closes right up on him.
That's gonna allow the 44 to really close in. He's gonna obviously go with his friend, and he's gonna take second away from the 87. He's on the inside. They're 3 wide for first.
And right there, you saw the 51 try to close the door on his buddy, Extra Vinegar, and it didn't really work out for him.
Well, and then Vinegar took a too high of an entry, and it's going to allow the 51 to get up under him. But it didn't end up, those tires didn't work out.
Is that Colligator's got the lead, and he might be able to drive away from Vinegar.
And don't look now, look who's in 3rd place.
Truth Tattoo, who won stage 1 and has been just so fast so far tonight.
That high lane is just killing everybody. Whoever decides to on that high lane, it is just killing them.
Yeah, and you see the 87 on the bottom, you see the 4 on the bottom. I mean, these trucks that can run the bottom have a huge advantage tonight.
It looks like they're trying to they're all trying to enter mid corner and then drop down coming out of the corner.
And maybe that helps save tires because you're just turning less overall, but I would rather just be on the bottom the whole way around.
I was gonna say that is definitely my strategy as I'm racing Atlanta.
So further back, Ruby has made a pass for 4th on extra seasoning, so he gained the lead for a few laps with that strategy and is now dropped all the way to 5th.
It's something to look out for at the end of the race if we come down to not so long of a run coming to the end.
Speaking of the end of things, I'm going to get a lap count from Scotty.
We're watching the battle for the lead right now, the 87 of Cola. Second place we are watching, it's Truth Tattoo in the Ford truck, and then third place is Vinegar in the 44.
So they are coming to 2 to go here.
That is why they're extra racy. That makes a lot of sense. You know, I thought it would be a lot harder to commentate Daytona. I seem to be stumbling more on my words tonight here at Atlanta than I was at Daytona.
Colligator just not letting Truth Tattoo get the bottom right now, and that's going to open the door for Vinegar to move up to 2nd. Ooh, he can't get there.
So coming down the back straightaway for the final time in stage 2.
Alright, just so the audience is aware, our in-race reporter just had his Bluetooth earpiece die. So hopefully that won't cause us any problems later.
And Cola is going to take stage 2. Oh, I miscounted the laps.
I think we might have been given an inaccurate report due to the dead Bluetooth. And it looks like Scotty just came off pit road, so he's now a lap down at least.
Maybe he went down pit road to fix his Bluetooth.
Sorry, Scotty spun. That's why he fell a lap down, and now the 87 of Colligator will win stage 2.
I'm always one lap in the wrong way.
Well, this time it was not your fault. So for the second straight week, the 87 Fleetwing Ford F-150 driven by P. Colligator is your stage 2 winner.
Stage 2 winner, 87.
Alright, Jeter. That, I believe, leads us into our ones to watch for tonight. Since I got first fantasy pick, you get the first pick here.
So, I don't think it's going to be a very hard choice here. I'm taking the 4 truck in my ones to watch. He has put on an amazing show for us tonight. He's battling his way through the field, pulling away. He's the only truck that I've seen really being able to pull away.
Yeah, he's been dominant. That's an easy choice. I think for a second, I'm taking between the 87 and the 44 here. I just think the 44 of Extra Vinegar, with as aggressive as he's been tonight, if we get a short run late, I expect him to make a possibly controversial move for the win. So I'll take the 44 of Extra Vinegar.
It's a solid pick. It honestly is.
Oh, Ruby and Seasoning are at the front. I'll try and find out why that is.
Back up through the gear. The green flag is back in the air. P. Colligator will take over the lead once again. Ruby on the inside. He's going to take second away from the 4.
And now the 51 of Seasoning driving up to third, but Bubba's looking to pass him.
If they would just stay single file, they could really take that 4 truck back. Oh,
they are 4 wide. They are 4 wide.
87's in the wall. Trouble. 87 is in the wall.
And for the second straight week, he wins stage 2 and then gets dumped into the wall on the restart.
This cannot bode well for 87's confidence.
They are 4 wide again.
Wow.
And the 51's in the wall.
Wow. You just cannot go 4 wide in Atlanta.
You can't go 4 wide at pretty much any track.
You can go,
Just be clear about that.
Not on heat, but in real life, I mean, Daytona, not really Daytona, but Talladega,
Yeah, you can do
Michigan.
Auto Club Michigan, yeah, but not in heat.
Not at Atlanta. So Ruby takes the lead.
Yeah, it's Ruby, Bubba, Vinegar, and Scotty.
So it's amazing. After all of this, Vinegar is still
Did somebody
third
lag
place.
out?
Oh.
I saw a truck. Oh, it's the 3. That makes sense.
Here
The 3 of D4484, done for the night as he has lagged out.
Wow. So, here comes the 2 car. We have a no leader at Atlanta.
The 44 really struggled to exit and slowed up just about everybody there.
Wow. And it looks like the 24 was dived down under the yellow line down in the straightaway.
Look who's in second. It's Truth Tattoo.
There's my one to watch.
Oh, but Ruby gets to his inside.
So my fantasy pick is 3rd place right now, while your fantasy pick is winning the race.
I like that. If we can just keep that for the rest of this race, I'll be in good shape.
D44 comes up onto the chat. Lost connection. See you boys next week. Sorry about the lag. It's a real shame.
He'll have to fix those lag issues, just like Bubba is going to have to fix his mic issues.
It would be great to see Bubba fix his mic issues and be able to communicate a lot better with these guys. And
we've seen it cost him at least twice tonight, and that's going to be a theme if he cannot get this figured out.
And look who is going on the inside for the lead. My fantasy pick of the night, your one to watch.
And Ruby gets to Bubba's quarter panel and gives him a little tap Bubba in the wall.
Oh,
and he hits the 4 and the wall.
And he's spinning,
Looks like everybody else dodged it, which is really bad news for Bubba, as that will not bring out a yellow.
And when you know who else it's bad news for? The one who picked him in fantasy for the 2nd straight week in a row, and the same thing happened to him 2 weeks in a row.
Well, I bet you know who won't be my fantasy pick next week.
And you know who will probably be my fantasy pick next week just for that reason?
Alright, so one other thing to note here. Stage 3, they restarted with 47 laps to go. They cannot make that in 2 stops. They cannot make that in 1 stop. So this will definitely be a 2-stop stage if it goes green. So my recommendation for this stage would be to go 16 laps, and then 15 laps.
I like that strategy, and I won't question you here at Atlanta, because you pretty much own this joint. Except you can't put it all together. What?
Exactly.
Did I say that? What? Was that me? So this looks like, so we have a moment here. I think this will be a good time to finally crank it up.
I believe so.
So just by looking at it, the 2 car is very loose.
And the 44 just got really, really bad off.
Vinegar came down and smacked Ruby. Oh, that really killed
He keeps
Vinegar.
it out of the wall, but he'll drop to 4th place.
So someone else we haven't really mentioned, looked like the 16 was down pit road while we were under crank it up.
That's a pretty early pit stop. There are 35 to go when they come to the line
The
this
4
time.
just lagged. Oh, the 4 is lagging hard. 4 is lagging hard.
That's some really bad lag going on right there. It looked like it affected the 87 truck.
It affected the 44 really bad too.
So we'll see if that lag comes back up and affects Truth Tattoo, who has been so fast tonight.
Imagine the 4 car lagging out of the race.
And hey, we should mention real quick, Ruby the One has taken the lead again.
It is something to be showing
Looks
for.
like a 44th on pit road.
Like, it's just astounding the kind of speed he has in these trucks.
So Extra Vinegar just hit pit road with either 34 or 33 laps to go, but either way, that's a little earlier than I would have come down.
Maybe he's gonna try to make it 3 stops, or he's gonna try to really make the last one last. The 51's down pit road.
Well, the 51's been pitting early throughout the race, so that's not too surprising. Maybe the 44 got damaged from his battle with Truth Tattoo and Pete Colligator there.
That lag probably did something.
But how about Ruby? He's just not letting Truth Tattoo even get to his back bumper. Now the 4 and the 87 peel off, but still an impressive showing by the 32.
He, as I can tell you personally, is probably one of the hardest people to pass. It is.
That's for sure.
Incredibly, like, hard. We call him the Ryan Newman in our cup league, and for good reason.
And now Ruby the One will make his first pit stop of stage 3.
Now let's see if he makes another pit road penalty mistake again.
I'm not hearing any reports of pit road penalties in this cycle. And it looks like the 16 of Humpy gained a lot of ground by short pitting, but that should come back to bite him as this run goes on.
I was gonna say, that's not gonna last very long.
Nope.
So we should have the 4 car.
Yeah, it looks like the 4's in the lead right now.
It's the 4, the 87, and the 44.
Yeah, and Ruby's coming back on track, I believe, this lap.
So the 4 is not the leader yet, but he will be. He should be.
Right. Here comes Ruby. There are 30 to go, I'm hearing. So Ruby, I think, is the only one that made it a 16-lap run, as I suggested.
Well, a lot of people... And you know what's funny? You gave them the exact report you were going to say tonight. That strategy was in your report, and you had that posted in the group chat earlier tonight. I just want to point that out.
Yes, but to be fair, my report has really terrible handwriting, and I don't think anybody could read it.
I feel you,
so
man.
Ruby using those fresher tires and makes a pass on the 44. Let's see if he can hold him off here.
He's made a pass on the outside on the 44, we should add.
And meanwhile, the 87 of P. Colligator and the 4 of Truth Tattoo, our stage winners, battle for the lead.
And it looks like the Ruby is too far behind to get their draft, so that the draft isn't going to help him. So if he catches them, it's straight tires.
Yeah, he has to use his 1-lap fresher tires to gain any ground on them right now.
Them short pitting him, and I shouldn't say short pitting, but them pitting a lap earlier than Ruby really cost Ruby valuable seconds on the racetrack.
Yeah, meanwhile, got Extra Vinegar dropping way off of these guys, and Vinegar pitted a few laps before them, right?
Exactly, and you see he's right on the top side. So, like I mentioned when he went in, he's going to be saving tires. He's going to try to make. He's going to try to make it an under. He's probably going to try to make this a two-stop race.
Well, the two stops is the standard.
Well, I thought we were doing 3 stops this.
3 runs. So, 2 stops, 3 runs.
I don't know. You might as well just call me the DW at this point.
I hope not, man. I need a little more awareness in my partner.
So, we're gonna get down to my Larry Mack race trends.
There we go.
I should say my Team Judah race trends. Cautions breed cautions. Remember that, especially late in the race. If we have what I like to say, late race cautions, according to my last 10 spring Atlanta races, we are going to get a caution in the final 15 laps of this race. And when it does, cautions will breed the cautions.
And according to the scoring pylon, the 87 of P. Colligator has taken the lead.
And no surprise there, he has shown speed the last 2 weeks.
And now the 16 of Humpy 1799. He's been the first one on pit road every cycle, and he is on right now.
Ruby caught up to these leaders. Looks like the tires really, the tires and the battling has really helped Ruby get back to where he wants to be. Can he make the pass?
I think that battling definitely helped. As you see Truth Tattoo get a big run on Colligator off of 4. Off of 2. And so when you're side by side, you cannot, the inside car just cannot enter as deep. And that really lets these cars behind, like Ruby, gain a lot of ground, as you just saw.
I would be as aggressive as possible this late into the race, trying to gain those positions on these guys, especially knowing someone with fresher tires is right behind me, running us down like Jaws. If I was the 4 car, I probably would have given a little quarter panel bump to the 87 a lot sooner than what he did.
Yeah, especially with Ruby catching. And Ruby now up to 2nd. We'll see if he can get the lead from Truth Tattoo before this trio has to pit.
Looks like Jaws' revenge is coming.
Although, I guess this wouldn't be a great white shark with that paint scheme.
No, I'd call it more a black tip reef shark.
The 87 tries to get inside.
This is a great battle for the lead. I am extremely ecstatic. Looks like the 44 must have been down pit road, wasn't he? Or is that the 2 are we seeing up there? The 2 is okay, that's the 2 of the 20.
It looks like the 44 just got passed by the 24. I'm not sure if that's just because he's been fading or if he was on pit road.
Is the 44 saving tires? That's what I think.
Got somebody on pit road right now. The 20 of Raceworks just hit the pits.
That's not surprising. He's another early pitter.
Yeah, we should see the 51 soon, probably the 44, after he short pit that first run.
I don't think so. Look at the 51. He's riding high. Bubba's down pit road. Vinegar's coming down, so it's a 24.
Meanwhile, Truth Tattoo continuing to hold off P. Colligator and Ruby the 1 for the lead.
51 decided
Colligator
to stay
gets off the... Colligator hit the wall off too, made contact with Ruby.
I just switched back over to Ruby as we saw him come down under the yellow line.
And
Ruby gets that
did
spot.
a great job to not spin right there.
Not only did he do a good job not spinning, I mean, he ended up taking the spot away, too.
He did take a spot, but they both lost ground to Truth Tattoo.
It's with... I don't think the tires are going to even... Like, I don't think there's tire evening here. I think it's going to be... Ruby's going to run down the 4, and it's going to be a Ruby show, unless they have to come down pit road.
And I thought Ruby was about to, but the 87 of P. Colligator comes down pit road.
This is some interesting strategy here. The 87 pulled this strategy with the 4 to get ahead of Ruby last cycle. So now the 87 did it to the 4 and the 32. So that should put the 87, if my calculations are correct, that'll put the 87 ahead of both of them if they pit this lap.
And somebody's in the wall. I didn't see who that was.
And it looks like they are coming down. They are both coming down pit road.
Is that the 16 in the wall?
Yes, the 16 is in the wall. He's very slow. He's in the middle of the track.
Okay, he stays out right now. So P. Colligator exiting pit road here. And then we'll see if he can pass the 4 of Truth Tattoo and the 32 of Ruby the 1 on this pit cycle.
It looks like Seasoning is finally coming down pit road.
Alright, I'm going to get a lap update.
Wow. Looks like we had trouble in the pits. And looks like P. Colligator does get the lead from the 32 and the 4.
And the 87's got a huge lead. He must have done a great job getting on and off pit road. And this next time by, there will be just 15 to go, which means everybody should be done pitting.
Thank you for coming in and telling the viewers exactly what I just told them.
Well, I was talking to Scotty, so stuff happens, you know?
It's great. No worries here. So
hey, it's our second broadcast. we're doing better than the first time, I think.
I think it's about, we're getting there. We're gelling.
Alright, 14 to go this time.
So my race trends are getting thrown out the window because, well, maybe not. Maybe not. It looked like the 2 was blocking the 87 pretty hard.
Yeah, I thought so as well, but Bubba wisely pulls over, and Bubba, remember, early in stage 3, got it spun and did not collect anybody, did not bring out a yellow, but lost a ton of time and probably damaged his car.
It's extremely saddening to see for Bubba. He's one of the strongest trucks that we have in the field. He just hasn't been proving it so far.
And we saw both tonight and at Daytona, he's able to run up front. So he definitely has the speed, just needs to get the luck to go with it.
He just needs to put a full race together. But if he's anything like the 14 car in the Big Ten Cup race, he'll just save it all for the playoffs.
Well, that's always a good strategy, Jeter.
I wouldn't know. I took all my 4 wins in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, won 4 of the first 5. Stole 1 from me in there.
Stole 1 from you, stole 1 from Vinegar, stole 1 from Scotty.
Well, everybody stole 1 from Scotty.
You are not wrong.
Hell, even I stole 1 from Scotty.
You stole 1 from Scotty, big time.
Alright, so Truth Tattoo in the 4 truck looks like about 2.5 seconds behind the leader, the 87. Do you think there's any way he'll catch up here? Or is he just hoping the 87's going to blow a tire?
There's absolutely no chance, as I've heard in my life before. This is the 87's race to lose.
I'm getting a report the 16 truck is going to go to pit road as his right front tire was going down.
You can call the fat ladies because she's gonna be a singing.
Now, of course, the yellow would change everything here, but the field is very spread out. You've got the Fry brothers battling further back. You don't really have a battle for second. I just don't see where a caution would come from.
Unless someone spins on the apron and collects somebody.
Yeah, the 51's now past the 44 and away. 20's all by himself. 24 is all by himself. I mean, this just looks like Colligator's race, and he did a fantastic job of getting on and off pit road to build such a huge lead.
It's exciting to see the 87 rebound after a disappointing Daytona.
Yeah, he wound up finishing 4th, and he came out of it 2nd in points thanks to all the stage points he earned, but after winning stage 2, he was definitely hoping for more at Daytona.
I just can't believe the average finish that Ruby's gonna have after 2 races.
Yeah, he'll be leading the field in average finish, that's for sure. Currently running 3rd and making a move for 2nd. Yeah, that's the closest battle on the track as far as I can tell. It's between Truth Tattoo in the 4 truck and Ruby in the 32. So this seems like a good time for me to get a lap update.
Very uneventful stage 2 and 3 here at Atlanta.
Alright, so there are definitely reports of tire wear issues. Maybe some of these drivers are going to have to make another stop to avoid blowing a tire. That could add some late race drama. We also have only 6 laps to go.
With 6 laps to go, I'd be chancing it.
Yeah, you can't pit. You pretty much just have to baby your truck the rest of the way if your tire is about to go down.
It would be a
you can
real
see
shame.
Colligator's given up quite a bit of his lead, so that might be what he's doing.
I was gonna say it'd be a real shame if we saw the 87 blow a tire with 5 to go.
Alright, I think Bubba's about to hit pit road this time.
That's gonna help the 87 truck.
As long as it gets communicated,
Oh,
because
the two cars on the wall. 2 cars on the wall.
Oh, he blew it. He blew his tire.
Oh,
he's around.
And he's gonna collect somebody. He collected the 4 car, the 4 truck. The 4 truck.
There's a caution. There's a caution. The game threw a caution. This is all changed.
So Team Dieter's race trends work out for me.
Dieter's race trends coming through.
We get a caution with 5 laps to go here in Atlanta. This changes everything.
So did he collect Ruby or Truth Tattoo?
He definitely collected the 4 truck, and I wouldn't be surprised if the 32 got into it as well, but definitely collected
but
the 4.
That damage gonna make it a longer pit stop for the 4 and drop him a few spots in the running order when we restart. It should be green-white checkered here.
I still think it's 87s to win here. Back up through the gears. Green flag is back in the air. Green, white, checkered. Watch us be wrong. He's
trying to get confirmation on it, but nobody's responding.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a green, white, checkered with no one responding like that. The 51 is up to 3rd place. Ruby's at the 2nd. He's battling. He's gonna try to get there.
I believe it was Colligator who said short run speed was going to make the difference.
It was the 87 who said short run speed is key. And we are white flag sponsored by Credit One Bank. Final lap here in Atlanta at the
Hopefully we're right about it this time.
At the Vettex Camping World 200 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The fork truck is up into the wall. He's going to come down, and
it doesn't look like Ruby has the speed.
The 87 of P. Cola Gator is your Atlanta winner. And the 51's in the wall. Did he get...
That was definitely the end, by the way. They were wrecking back there.
So, Cola Gator gets the win tonight. It's followed by Ruby, and then Junior Fry Brother Extra Seasoning takes home third.
What a win for P. Cola Gator, avenging his Daytona finish.
So
and then Ruby also coming up with a big second place run.
So, who finished ahead of who? The 44 or the 2?
The 4 definitely beat the 2.
No, the 44.
The 2 was at least a lap down, if not 2 laps down.
The 44 finished ahead of the 2, right?
Yes, the 44 was ahead of the 2.
So I am 2 for 2.
I've just got to stop picking Bubba. That's the deal. All right. Well, I will invite P. Cola Gator for our post-race victory circle.
And P. Cola Gator got the fastest lap of a 29.9, followed by Ruby with a 30.0. Oh, I made it private, so I'm gonna have to go to the lobby just to accept him, and then. So I accepted the request, so we're just waiting for P. Cola to get in.
P. Cola Gator, welcome to Victory Lane. Congratulations on your win tonight.
Congratulations, P. Cola. You were dominant, stage 2 and 3.
So I wanted to ask, because Truth won stage 1, looked really fast all night. Were you nervous about him, or did you think you were faster?
How does it feel to pick up your first win of the year after struggling at Daytona? Well, you struggled late in the race at Daytona.
Yeah, no pressure for the playoffs. Do you think that'll change the way you drive it all the rest of this regular season?
Well, I don't think we were really talking about the cleanliness, but maybe like pit strategy. Are you gonna like maybe, pull something you might not have if you didn't have a win? Like, it's not true. We pull lots of strategy up in the Cup Series, and I can look forward to maybe seeing you one day up there if you decide to join our Xfinity ever. I would be very happy to see you up in Xfinity and then Cup, because you are fantastic.
Yeah, congratulations, Cola Gator. Alright, we'll get Ruby in here momentarily.
Thank you, man. You as well.
We're just waiting for Ruby to join.
They didn't hear any of Cola Gator's interview.
What's up, boys?
Hey, Ruby, make sure you got the allow shared
I do.
audio.
It should.
All right,
Let me
great.
just. I'll double check. Yep.
All right,
We're good to go.
great. So, Ruby, you got a win at Daytona, second place tonight. What is it about the trucks that makes you so fast?
Just that the with the cars, it's a lot harder to get them, to go through the corner, so it's really loose. But with the trucks, it's hard to make those loose, and so I can run a pretty good loose setup and go pretty good. But yeah, man, I mean, today was a rough day. Came back from the spin and a blown tire, plus I had a penalty, pit road penalty, so it was good to come out and get a second place finish.
You definitely looked like a Kyle Busch there. You took a very, very, very costly pit road penalty and you turned it into a top 3 performance, and finishing second this week and first next week. You're probably one of our ones to watch for the rest of the year.
Definitely. I definitely came into this league wanting to be aggressive and wanting to be a top performer, and I'll do whatever I can to make sure I can keep getting those good finishes. I mean, I'm really good with the miles and a halves and stuff like that, so once we get in further down the season, we'll see how that plays out. But these are a good first 2 races, and I'm hoping for more down the road.
So, Ruby, you were running with Colligator and with Truth Tattoo that entire third stage. Do you think if you had more laps, you would have had something for Colligator at the end?
To be honest, I feel like if we didn't have that last caution, Colligator would have probably either blown a rear tire, or he would have had to pick for his tires, because he pitted like 4 or 5 laps before we did. But congrats to him. He did well maintaining those tires and got a lucky yellow flag.
Alright, well, man, hopefully you'll have a little better luck next week, but another strong run for Ruby the One.
You've proven yourself here in the trucks, and let's see you prove yourself in the cups the rest of the year.
Definitely. The cups, it's a work in progress, but I have great plans for the cup. So.
Well, the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only one. Congratulations, Ruby, on your second place tonight.
Thanks, fellas, and you guys have a great one.
You too.
Hey, Seasoning, can you just confirm that you have allowed shared audio on?
Yep, let me go check. Yep, it's on. We're good.
Awesome.
So, your debut at the Truck League, you finished third. I interviewed you earlier. You said you had a strategy and you were sticking to it. Did you stick to your strategy?
Yeah, I definitely chose to pit early. I was really looking to save my tires, and I mean, if the 2 would have just pit instead of deciding to stay out, I think my strategy would have pulled off, because I don't know if the 87 had enough tire, but I mean, I was just saving mostly in the last stage until the caution, so I mean, unfortunately it didn't really work out as planned, but it worked in for a top 3 finish. So.
It looked like you and your Fry brother were definitely running the high line most of the night, and we were questioning it all night, because like, you saw these guys, they had a lot of speed, and they had good long run speed. So what was your mindset of running the high side most of the time, even though you knew you weren't gonna really gain much ground?
Once I noticed them having a lot of speed just in the low lane, I said I'll just run high, make sure I keep my tires higher than them. So I just most of the time was letting them go by. I'd try and stay in the draft, maybe stay in the pack, but I did the best I could with the high lane. I think it worked out really, really good.
So if you include our Big Ten League, you have 3 straight top 3 finishes. What's been going right for you lately?
I think it's really these high lane tracks. I mean, think that's been my track a lot, and those tracks have been a lot for me in the playoffs right now in the Cup League. Definitely with Kansas and Vegas helped me out a lot. I feel like Atlanta, just the whole high lane is just saving the tires. That's the only reason why I feel like I got that finish. I feel like I could have got the first place finish if I kept the laps kept going down, but or going up, but the two wrecks, so that fortunately put us for a third place finish.
All right, well, third's still a pretty good night. We're looking forward to your first win, hopefully soon, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
All right, Jeter, any closing comments?
All in all, it was a pretty uneventful, caution-free race for the most part. Congratulations to Cola tonight. Sorry that your interview didn't get broadcasted. Next time we'll make sure to tell you to put your shared audio on. Week 2, guys.
Yeah.
Just bear with us. Enjoy.
Yeah,
I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hope you guys are having as much fun as we are. We're taking this super serious, so.
All right, and we'll see you next week from Dover.
My favorite.
A very tricky track where we're expecting a lot of action.
That's my favorite track coming up, and it will not be uneventful. We're gonna see cautions all night long.
For sure. All right, Jeter, have a good.
See you later, Mountaineer. Thanks for stopping in.